patiently waiting for the day to come where they fuck us for the rest of our lives. Well, I told you all once, well, I told you all twice that this is the start of our demise. 1, 2! Twist you up inside and they always seem to fake a smile. They don't care about our lives. Look at us, we're greedy as we're just profit and denial to them. Hey, yeah, well I've grown tired of this. Hey, yeah, repetitive chain of events. Bury me 6 feet underground. Take my hand and send those demons back.
What's up, everybody? How's it going? Happy Monday. Looks like we got a small crowd here today, which is, it's fine, whatever. If you're new here, I try to live stream Monday, Wednesday, Friday around 5 p.m. Eastern, more or less so that we can see what happened after the equity market closed. And a lot of people, at least a lot of my viewers are American, so I'd assume a lot of them will get off around this time. Gonna talk about a couple things. So I was bullish on a swing trade about a week and a half ago, up quite a bit of money from it. We'll most likely take profits tonight when the market bounces somewhat, and I'm going to explain why over the next over this live session. So first things first, you guys know that we've been in a downtrend in the S&P 500 for really the last year, really starting December 21 at the peak, even into November 2021 in the peak, really topping out here, and now consistent lower highs throughout the last year or so. So big thing now that crypto's kind of washed of Alameda. It's and honestly, if we weren't in an economic recession, like crypto would have bottomed by now. Every historical. And I hate to sound like, that guy, but and I'm going to actually move my light. It's blinding me. That light is blinding, man. Blinding. What's up, Wise Talk? What caused equities to dump? I'm going to show you today. We'll probably get one more bounce, like 17.3. If you're in a long, take profit. More likely than not. I mean, I'm considering holding overnight. It really depends where we establish support tonight. And if you're long, I'll explain how to figure that out. What's up, Tristan? What's up, McManus? What's up, Sam? What's up, Jack? So, okay. Going over this again. SPX today. I saw this and I thought it was extremely bullish at first. Now, obviously, the entire move is retraced. We were actually significant above this area of resistance and support, or an area that's been both resistance and support, the 39.15 to 3900 level. and we completely rejected it. Completely. We actually pumped quite high into the 39.50s, and then obviously nuked going into close. And it's really unfortunate because that, to me, kind of invalidated this double top scenario, kind of invalidated a lot of what I thought was going to hold this market back, or this market meaning crypto ultimately. And for those of you that can hear that alarm going off, it's 17,180 is my lower time frame support. So we're trying to see if that level holds. Ultimately, if it doesn't, I will be taking profit on my longs. But anyways, looks like we've rejected. No bueno. Honestly, there's really nothing bearish. Let's look. Yeah, and there's nothing truly bearish on RSI and MACD for the S&P 500, which I'm kind of shocked we completely rejected. I mean, it happens. The market does what the market's going to do. Ultimately, we know we're in an economic recession. It doesn't really make sense for everything to go higher. And also, lots of these altcoins have been popping off. We saw Gala go up 100% in one day. That's when things get a little questionable, when altcoins start pumping really hard and Bitcoin's hardly responding. That's usually an exit pump. It usually means the market's going to dump further, or at least dump back to a major support area. What's up, man? Glad to see live stream during this move. Yeah, of course. I mean, I generally live stream Monday, Wednesday, Fridays. Just depends. I mean, if literally nothing's happened in the week, then I won't. But generally live streaming at least twice a week. All right, let's move on. My next point of contact, the DXY. So you guys know that we've been tracking this for a very, very long time. I mean, we called the double bottom here in May of 2021. Huge move up. Never, and still here, I am not bearish because of this. Guys, this is a parabolic uptrend, right? This circle, this move, all this red, that needs to happen to ultimately reset so we can continue going higher. If you zoom out on the DXY, similar moves have happened if they load. I mean, you have parabolic move, large retrace, another large retrace before continuing higher. I mean, you have several of these very, very large retraces on the DXY during periods of recession or market turmoil. And ultimately, we're still very, very bullish. And it's very unfortunate. I thought we'd have a little bit more time. We probably do. We could see something like this where we have a mini double bottom here on lower time frame before continuing higher. But ultimately, we're still on our uptrend. The DXY is still massively bullish. So although, I was very hopeful in a pump to 18 to 20K, at this point, I just don't see that happening. The S&P 500 is now showing a bearish retest, and now the DXY is ultimately just holding its bullish upward support level. So more to come. We'll see if this breaks. I mean, so far it's just a bounce, but it's not looking good for crypto and equities. I mean, this pretty much means the market's toast at this point. Like DXY has absolutely bottomed. Are we bullish? Did you buy? Guys, just so that everybody is square, I bought a swing trade at 16,500 on the potential double bottom on Bitcoin's daily. A lot of people are getting confused. I am not macro bullish. I'm still very macro bearish. But I saw a potential double bottom here. It held very, very well. We had volume going down, price going down, ultimately very, very bullish price action. We also had some divergences on the 1 day, the 4 hour, so on and so forth. We ended up confirming, very weird though, confirming that double bottom. And now we're currently seeing SPX potentially bearish retest and DXY ultimately bottoming. That is what's affecting this move. And guys, I was never macro bullish. I'm not, I am dollar cost averaging each week, but I'm not saying the bottom is in. The bottom is very, very far from in. Whether it be we go sideways for a whole year, or whether we go down another 50%. The bottom is very, very far away. The economy has not responded the way it should be. And now people are finally figuring out that groceries are too expensive. Anyways, looking at total, again, this is another reason why I was very, very bullish over the last couple days. You have it ultimately a double bottom here, confirmed, retested, and is now continuing. However, we know that the DXY and the SPX are really not giving us any breathing room on this technical pattern. I'd also argue that volume is still extremely low for this double bottom. Usually double bottoms are explosive, and the fact that altcoins pumped very, very hard more or less tells me that could be exiting. Let's look at tether dominance. Another reason why we were very, very bullish over the last couple days. We had a double top on tether dominance, confirmed, retested, continuation. Unfortunately, we did not leave this resistance area. We're actually flipping it into support now, and ultimately, again, not looking good for crypto. You said no reason to short coins that are 80% down, even though they can still drop heavy. Seemed like you were basically saying the bottom was really close. No, it's, you guys have to think risk reward. Like, we are traders. Like, right? I'm a trader. Okay? And let me give you this. I'm going to give you a quick rundown of why I say this, because this shit pisses me off. Like, people just are so small brained, they can't figure this out. When Bitcoin did a 20x, so when Bitcoin was between this entire level, people wanted to long. My grandma was texting me. Literally, my grandma was texting and calling, should I buy Bitcoin? My parents wanted to buy Bitcoin. My friends wanted to buy Bitcoin. Guys, I started buying Bitcoin all in here, between $3,000 and $6,000. Nobody wanted to buy, right? Nobody wanted to buy. When we were at 6K, we dropped 50%. When we were at 3K, we pumped 100%. All the way to 12K, came back down to 3K, pumped back up. We ultimately moved sideways for a whole 2 years. And then finally, we get that huge bull rally up to the upside. And after that had happened, you know, people were very, very bullish. And they were saying crypto's going to go to 100K. Crypto's going to go to 200K, 400K, $1 million, right? And everyone wanted to buy here. Okay, that's when I was selling. That's when I was bearish. I was bearish between April and May of 2021. I still have the old Discord messages of saying I think we're going to dump hard soon. It's pretty crazy that no one wanted to buy here. Everyone wanted to buy here. Again, you got a second chance to enter shorts. Nobody wanted to short here. Everyone was bullish. There's no volume here. And now that we're down 80%, right? I mean, we dropped nearly 80%. Now you want to short? Now you want to enter and bet that this market's going to go down lower? What if, and you don't know this, you don't know if Bitcoin's going to dump with the S&P 500 anymore. You have no idea, right? What if the S&P 500 drops 30% from where it is now and Bitcoin just goes back to 15.5, right? Ultimately just moves sideways in this range while the S&P 500 dumps ridiculously, right? You'd feel like an absolute idiot if you entered shorts here, because your risk reward is terrible, right? You don't know where that pump is going to stop. We're 80% below all-time highs. Why on God's green earth do you want to short an asset that is down 80%? Right? That's like when the S&P 500, imagine COVID crash, right? That's like when COVID happened, right? And everyone was super bearish, calling for lower lows and lower this and lower that and lower everything, right? We bottomed. We bottomed when everyone else wanted to short. It's a black swan event. You're never going to get in before it happens. It's just not how it works. So anyways, when we were here, everyone wanted to short. I know a couple of people personally that bought a shit ton of stock in this area, right? I'm not saying they bought the bottom, but they bought it in the box, right? Somewhere in the box. And then we bottomed and we went up 121%, right? So while everyone was calling for doom and gloom, that the stock market was going to crash, that we weren't at support and this and that and blah, 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 your shorts ended up getting liquidated and you ended up missing on one of the largest stock market rallies in world history. Right? So ask yourself this. If we've already dumped, and again, S&P 500 dumped 35%, right? And I'm not saying that crypto won't drop further because, yes, we are in an economic recession. Yes, we have not seen the market crash we should be getting. But if you look at Bitcoin, how in the hell can you anticipate that we have not bottomed and that we are going to go any further, right? We've dumped 80% historically, and again, You know, I'm not one of those crazy people that's like, this historical signal is flash. I'm like, fuck that. No. But historically, Bitcoin bottoms at about 80 to 90% lower than all-time highs, right? So here in 2015, bottoming, or really 2014, bottoming about 87%. 2017, 84%. And now in 2022, we're nearing that 80% mark. So okay, you can play your stupid games and try and win your stupid prizes by shorting an asset that's already hit its historical bottoming value, right? You can try that, but your risk reward is very, very low. Very, very, it's too low for me to short. Like, you missed out on the easiest short calls of all time between 69 and really 40,000. It was too easy, but everyone was convinced that the bottom was in. We were going to continue moving up and this and that and the other thing. And I was that person. Both of these big squares, I was probably one of the only people saying, this is the top. We are not going to 100K. We have topped. We have topped. Look for shorts. We've topped. Stop longing. We've topped. Now, I'm here saying, and I'm not saying the bottom's in, but I'm saying probably a good time to begin a DCA, right? You won't know the bottom's in until after the fact. Did I know that this was the top? No. But did I figure a very, very large market pullback was coming? Absolutely. The easiest way to tell that is with volume. Look how low volume was. No one was actually buying any Bitcoin. It was all derivatives. It was all fake and over leveraged. It was obvious, right? But what I'm saying, even if Bitcoin drops to 10K, if you began your DCA between 17 and 10K and we go to 100K next cycle, or whenever we go to 100K, because ultimately Bitcoin will continue to increase in value, you're buying at a massive discount. You're buying at an 80% discount from its current peak. You're a fool if you're looking for shorts right now. An absolute, utter fool. Follow traditional markets. At the moment it is. It is following traditional markets. And yeah, back to that point, McMahon, it's like the reason why I'm not looking for shorts is there's no risk reward. If you're a good trader, you're not looking for short. The big shorts, the big swing short trades that make you a ton of money, because I'm not a day trader, right? Like I don't day trade this market. I don't day trade stocks. I don't day trade anything. Day trading is the biggest waste of time on the planet, especially if you have a decently large portfolio. You can put $100,000 into a trade, make 10, 20% in a couple days in this market, and it's super easy. You don't have to stare at it. You don't have to be stressed out or anxious. It's just it's nice to not have to wake up at the ass crack of dawn to make 100 trades to try and make $200. So, just kind of giving that opinion. Why on earth would you short assets that are down 80%, and why would you long assets that are up 20x? Ask yourself that. But back to Bitcoin. Bitcoin's daily. So what do we need to see if we want any sort of bullish recovery? So one, I'd really, really like to see Bitcoin at least tap this diagonal. I got to redraw it. Let's redraw this. So anywhere in this diagonal. Why? Just be another bearish retest. It just kind of gives that diagonal resistance. And you guys know I really don't like diagonals. But this would mean that SPX moves sideways for a couple days. Bitcoin kind of edges its way up to 18. We get some kind of divergence on the daily between these two peaks. So basically this would keep going up. We'd even peak here, even peak there. You have that bullish divergence. And that at least would give us some type of sell signal, right? Because currently we don't have a sell signal. And as much as I want to say that, SPX and DXY are giving us signs that maybe we should take profit on these longs, there's nothing on Bitcoin between the 1 day and the 4 hour that suggests any sort of sell-off is coming. What needs to happen for Bitcoin to drop to 10K? I don't think it's going to drop to 10K. I really don't think so. I don't believe that's going to happen. I mean, it could, but I'm not saying it will. I mean, the only thing that would really make that happen is if equity is just absolutely nuked. like nuked. Probably like the SPX would have to drop like 50% from where it is for Bitcoin to hit 10K. You guys never, not that you guys, I don't know your personal experience with crypto, but most of 20 to 10K or 20 to even 12K, this is all spot buying. Most of what pushed Bitcoin above 30 to 40,000 was all derivatives. That was all kind of like over leveraged fake money. A lot of it was, retail FOMO. A lot of it was FTX. A lot of it was just crap. Just crap money. View reverse. It looks like a buy signal, to be honest. Okay, so let me give you this. I don't know why it's in logs still. Let me give you this. Why on earth would you short a double bottom? Right? You're telling me that that's a short signal or not a buy signal? And for all of you guys that think shorting right now is the move or the play, where are you finding any sort of bearishness on the 1 day so far? We actually have volume in, if this daily candle recovers most of this wick, you're seeing volume increasing, you're seeing price increasing, you're seeing a double bottom validated, right? You don't have any sort of divergences between these points. You have MACD attempting to get back into our bull zone above our inflection point right in the middle. So you have bull, bear, currently in the bear zone. You also have a bullish MACD cross. I mean, where are you finding these hyperbolic bearish signals on 1 day or on the 4 hour? On the 4 hour, same thing with the 4 hour. We don't even have any bearish divergences yet. We actually have bullish divergences on the 4 hour. Yeah, so generally when alts pump very hard, it usually means that is the end or ending of an upward move. So what you'll see in the later on in this bear market, and this is again why I'm probably going to move my stops to like 17,160 here after this live stream. And for those of you that don't know, I placed $100,000 long at or near 16,500. Originally, I thought that this candle was our breakout, and I had my stops here at like 17 or 16,700 something. Ended up getting stopped out. Ended up rebuying the full amount right where, we actually dropped below it and then came back up to 16,750, whatever. Got the same amount in, so I'm still in. My stops are in decent profit. I believe I'm up $2,000 or $3,000. But aside from that, there's nothing bearish on this chart. Yes, alts pumping is generally a bad sign, but I would also look for other signals on Bitcoin to give me that confirmation. Just because alts are pumping does not always mean we dump, right? It's not all about technical analysis. Fundamentals are not good right now, and I don't. Okay, so let me give you another point of view from fundamentals. Because this is a big part. Fundamentally, most volatile, risky assets have dropped about 80%. I believe the stock market average is like 70% for most tech stocks. Most risky, most volatile, over-leveraged companies have dropped 70%. Crypto, I believe we're down about 85% overall. So about the same stocks in crypto. We also have an abnormal amount of sideline cash right now. An abnormal amount. And poor people don't run the market. I hate to break this to you, but most people that are under $1 million net worth, maybe $2 million net worth, you don't run the market, right? You're not part of smart money. You're not part of anything. There is an abnormal amount of sideline cash. There was a lot of people that sold their real estate at or near all-time highs, sold their used cars, sold their stocks, sold their everything, bought a ton of crypto or stocks or whatever on the COVID crash, right? Made a boatload of money, double, triple, quadruple, 10 times their net worth. There are people with so much goddamn money right now on the sidelines because they took it all out after the stock market did its highest historical run in world history. So you can say the fundamentals aren't good, but the only thing that inflation affects ultimately are poor people, right? Not necessarily even poor, like the middle class. And the middle and lower class do not dictate the value of the stock market. Now, I will say at some point, these interest rate hikes are going to affect the economy. I'm not saying that the bottom's in, but I'm trying to give you an alternative view of fundamentals, because a lot of people believe that this economy responds to events like an altcoin. You guys have to remember, before the market really feels the pain of these interest rate hikes, we could literally do this. We could have a run to 30K, 32K, and nothing will change economically. You'll still have the same inflation. You'll still have all these same rates. All these things, all these bearish aspects, all these bad, quote unquote, bad things that the Federal Reserve has been doing over the last year really don't take effect for multiple years after they do it, right? No, we're not trading 6 months ahead. That's not true. We're not trading 6 months ahead. We have not seen the consequences of these interest rate hikes at all. Look at the housing market. No one can even afford houses. Like, people can hardly afford groceries, and you're expecting them to buy houses. I mean, look at the used car market. It's literally below where it was when the COVID crash happened. Fox, I don't really review alts unless it's unless we're like bull market cycle. And gold guy, just to kind of key off that again, technical analysis absolutely helps with market analysis, right? When in determining where an asset will move over the course of several weeks, months, days, whatever. You can see huge levels of divergence, or you have to think the markets respond mathematically, right? And everything has to eventually return to a mean or return to something that makes sense, right? So technical analysis absolutely does matter. And fundamentals don't mean shit if everyone with money, that's like, you have to remember, there's hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars sitting on the sidelines ready to be pumped into this market. You thought printing money raised the value of this market as high as it did? Wait until all of that cash gets injected into this, not only crypto. And again, you guys think that crypto's done and over. You're out of your mind. There are people I know that are 50 years plus looking to buy crypto. Ask me, where can I buy crypto? How do I get involved with this? And these aren't, your guy that worked for 40 years as some dog shit job. I'm talking about the CEO of P&G. I'm talking about the CFO of a major hedge fund. I'm talking about these people have a shit ton of money and they are ready to get it on. They're trying to get it into markets, inject it. You're looking at assets that have dropped 80, 90%. These people have lived 50, 60 years. They know what's going to bounce the hardest once all that cash gets injected. Why is Link one of the only alts I'd look to buy? How do you know what alts I'm buying? You have no idea what alts I'm buying. I'm not really buying any alts. I'm mostly just buying Bitcoin because most of these alts will go to zero over time. Guys, look at the total chart, right? We'll look at total. I mean, look at your weekly total. You're telling me that this thing won't have some kind of big bounce, right? You're telling me that after 12 months of literally only going down, right? Only going down. I don't even know if I'd count this as a bounce, right? Maybe one bounce. We'll say one bounce for those people like, what about the bounce that happened in March? Okay, one bounce over a 2-week time period that was horribly hard to time, and I don't even think was a real bounce because there wasn't any spot buying. It was all derivatives again. It was led by FTX. So realistically, one bounce in 12 months of a market just going straight down. Do you honestly believe that we won't get some kind of relief rally here, right? Something that does something that no one expects, especially when everyone and their grandmother wants nothing to do with crypto, wants nothing to do with anything, wants to short the equity market, wants to what? And think about it this way. The entire herd thinks that a 2008 crash is happening. I once did too. But now the fact that everyone thinks it's going to happen, no, it won't happen. It won't happen at least when everyone thinks it will. Guys, we could literally go sideways on the S&P 500. We could do this for 5 years. Okay, this whole notion that the market has to do this or this or that or this. Now again, that'd be sideways. So if it goes this or that, up or down, is just so wrong, right? It's crazy. It's crazy. But back to my original point. I'm going to look at the 4 hour, then I'm going to call it a day. I got to go walk the dog. He's bugging me. He needs to get his exercise in. So, earlier I was kind of not in like a feud, but you guys know I'm cool with inspo. He was saying that we needed to retest 16.9 before heading up. I actually disagree with this for a couple of reasons. One, we don't have any bearish divergences, right? There's no divergences here. There's no divergences here. We actually just had a pretty steep red candle. Now, although there is about an hour and a half left, volume is still relatively low. Volume's been relatively higher on all of these pumps. Yes, we are slightly overbought. The daily is not overbought, and there's no divergence, right? We're actually, and if you use RSI trend lines, I don't. I'll experiment with them over time, but you're retesting an area where RSI was failing to break out. If this decides to, maybe continue up to here, and then we get something like that, where we get something like this, then you have divergence between these 2 points, and that would be an indication to sell, right? But we don't have that yet. So as much as I want to say, yes, I don't believe that this is the bottom. Yes, we will have a quote-unquote dump. At some point, we will hit some kind of level, and we'll get that large dump. I'm just hoping it doesn't do this. I hope we get some kind of reversal pattern before the worst happens. But for now, if you're long, if you're one of my students, if you're long, I will post where to move your stop loss. But I would say that all this is consolidation for now until we ultimately lose that level. We lose that level, and it's looking pretty ugly. And I would not say that daily double bottom is going to play out at all, because these two candles are so highly important to the overall structure of this. You can't keep doing this and then break out, especially when nothing is overbought at all. How's my ETH hold going? It's fine. I'm just DCAing Ethereum. I have no idea how much it's up or down. Sometimes there are bearish divergences and price still goes up. Usually you have 3 levels of bearish divergence before we dump. That's usually what happens. But all right, guys, that's it for me today. I wanted to explain ultimately not macro bullish. Hopefully we cleared the air there. And why I'm looking to possibly take profits on longs here soon. Looking again at the SPX and DXY. If you need any of that information, go back in the stream. It'll show you everything. With all that said, please be patient. Use risk management.